Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are playing another deck which I played against in a recent video that I was then able to find a deck list for, so I'm not having to guess for this particular match, for this particular deck. But we are running Gruul Beanstalk, Gruul Aggro, Gruul Ramp. It's a bit of each, really. So we are running the 4 copies of Up The Beanstalk. So we have played this a few times, but just for those who haven't seen it before, when it enters the battlefield and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. So we have a number of those in this deck, which are our kind of finishers. So we've got 3 copies of Glorybringer, which is a 4/4 flying haste dragon, which you may exert when it attacks, and when you do, it deals 4 damage to target non-dragon creature an opponent controls. Goldspan Dragon, which is a 4/4 with flying and haste, and when it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, you create a treasure token, and treasures you control have sacrificed this artifact, add 2 mana of any one colour instead of the usual 1. Then 4 copies of Elder Gargaroth, 6/6 Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. And whenever it attacks or blocks, choose 1. Create a 3/3 green beast creature token, gain 3 life, or draw a card. And then we've also got 3 copies of the Great Henge. So this is a 9 mana spell, but that will often come in for much less than that. Taps to add 2 green mana, and you gain 2 life. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. So lots of different cards that trigger Up the Beanstalk's draw ability. And then the rest of the deck is essentially just allowing us to play those big cards. So we've got 4 Elvish Mystic and 4 Llanowar Elves. Not surprising that we're running those. We're also running 4 copies of Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is a kind of sneaky hidden ramp spell because of the treasure that the Goblin Shaman token creates, but also lets you filter your cards. So if you've got too many of these expensive ones in your hand, you can kind of draw into better cards. 4 copies of Lovestruck Beast, so a 5/5 for 3 that can't attack unless you control a 1/1 creature that comes with a 1/1 in its adventure. 2 copies of Rodus the Indomitable, so a 5/5 with Death Touch and Indestructible, that can only attack if you control another creature with power 4 or greater, and has an activated ability to pump one of your creatures. And then Kazandu Mammoth, which is a 3/3 with a landfall ability, but can also be a tap land as well, if you need it to be. So that is the kind of main aim of the deck, just kind of ramp, hold the opponent off for a bit, play some of our big creatures, and then just kind of drown the opponent in value, and then beat them to death with flyers and big Gargaroths. It's relatively straightforward. And then in the mana base, we've got 20 lands, so you are, but we also do have Kazandu Mammoth and the Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystics, so we do have a lot of mana producers. But as you'd expect, many of the dual lands in red and green, a couple of Lair of the Hydras, Forest, and then 1 Boseiju Durs as our utility land. Then in the sideboard, so to deal with Lotus Fields and Nykthoses, we've got Alpine Moon, so that allows us to name any non-basic land when it enters the battlefield, and lands of that name lose all land types and abilities, and just gain tap to add 1 mana of any colour. 3 copies of Rending Volley to kill blue and white creatures. Shaper's Sanctuary, which is a 1 mana enchantment that says whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So this is very good against decks which run a lot of spot removal, Rakdos Midrange being the kind of classic example. Obliterating Bolt, 4 damage to any creature or planeswalker, and then Exiles. 1 copy of Scavenging Ooze and 2 Unlicensed Hearses as our graveyard hate. And then we are also running 2 copies of Workshop Warchief, which is not a card that we run a huge amount of, but is a kind of like Thragtusk kind of effect. So when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, and when it dies, you create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token, and can also play it for Blitz. So that will allow you to sacrifice at the end step and also draw a card. So yeah, that is the sideboard. So this is the deck. Gruul Beanstalk, Gruul Ramp. It should be an interesting one. We did beat it when we played it the other day, but it was a close match, and I really, really kind of liked what the opponent was doing. So I've been able to find a deck list, and yeah, let's see how we go on with this. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and let's go onto the ladder and see how we go on with some Beanstalks. Right, this is a pretty decent 1, 2, 3. Opponent also seems to be on Gruul. It's exciting, isn't it? Okay, jumped. You don't see that every day. So let's pop Fable of the Mirror Breaker into play. Start going hard on the old ramp. So they're playing an adventures deck. Cool, cool. That makes sense. Let's discard. Beans is always good. Do we actually want to discard anything here? No, let's not. Let's play both sides of Lovestruck Beast. Attack with our Goblin. Okay, I think the Great Henge probably makes sense here. Yep. Let's cast Beanstalk into Beanstalk into Heart's Desire. Yeah, I mean, if they really want to give up their Dread Knight. No, I didn't think they would. They're stuck on a map. Yep. Stuck on 3 land for a bit there, so. Jund Adventures. How do we want to play this? Let's pop in Obliterating Bolt. Shaper Sanctuary, so they've probably got a decent number of Bone Crusher Giants, so let's put that in. Maybe Workshop Warchief as well? Yeah, we'll try that. What are we taking out? Gargaroth is pretty good here. Goldspan. Let's try taking out Glorybringer. Ronus, maybe. Bit mana intensive. Maybe we don't actually need Warchief. Let's try it like this. Yep, this is a keepable hand. Interesting. I might have taken Beanstalk if I were them, but I'm not, so I'm going to play Elvish Mystic. Okay. Virtue of Persistence, you say? Okay, well, let's climb a Beanstalk. Be a while before we see this again, at least. Let's play Shaper Sanctuary. Okay, I can live with that, not targeting a creature. Another Beanstalk. Well, we're eventually going to have lots of things to do. Fair enough. Can live with that as a removal spell, I think. Still no land for them. Okay. It's not terrible news. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's play Garg. If we get to attack or block with it, I think creating a 3/3 is a pretty decent start, just to have a bit more presence on the board. Okay, Lucky Clover, we can. Yep. Didn't think they'd stick around after seeing another Goldspan Dragon. Excellent. Yep, this is a decent enough hand. No! They never don't have the fatal push, do they? Okay, looks like mono black to me, so let's get Fable ticking. Okay, well, Shaper's Sanctuary is definitely coming in after this game. Okay, so it's a discard deck. Let's discard Elvish Mystic here. Probably a bit late for that. Mammoth. Okay, that's a pretty good turn for our opponent. Let's play an elf. Let's turn our Lair of the Hydra into a 1/1. Let's kill Liliana of the Veil. Okay, waste not, but we have nothing to discard, so happy about that. Now let's play Gargaroth. Kill Davriel. Okay, we've established quite a good position in this game, I think. They can force us to discard with Gaia Reach Sanitarium, worth bearing in mind. Okay, well, let's sacrifice our non-Gargaroth creatures. Attack. Don't really want to draw any cards. Let's just make it 3/3. Now let's 1/1 and a 5/5. Happy to see that. Okay, they get a 2/2. Oh, they're thinking this over. Yeah, that's Beanstalk. Okay, they will be able to get that out of our hand. But well, let's draw a card now. Excellent. Okay, so we were able to go just wide enough to dodge their worst spells there. Um, Not a huge amount that I think is good against Waste Not. Shape the Sanctuary is coming in. Workshop War Chief. I think that's probably good enough. And then maybe trim some of our top end. So Glory Bringer, I'm not so fussed about in this matchup, I don't think. And let's lose a couple of Great Henges as well. Because otherwise it's just cards to discard. I don't like discarding. This is not a keep hand. Neither is this. Neither is this, really, but I haven't really got a choice. Let's not play into an obvious fatal push. Play Mammoth. Hmm. No, I'm very disappointed they didn't take the trade there. Well, this is pretty tragic, isn't it? Let's pass the turn and just lose probably on their next turn. It'd be very nice of them if they. No. I'll sacrifice my Shaper's Sanctuary, I think. Thank you very much. Play Elf. Pass the turn. It's all swings and roundabouts here, isn't it? So, no, we had a pretty bad draw there, so let's just do better. What do we have that can deal with Shieldred? Nothing really, so let's just kill them quicker. Yep, that'll do. Yay! They don't have the removal spell, so let's play Shaper's Sanctuary into another elf. Okay, let's pop this into play as a land. Let's play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Attack with our 1/1. Interesting. Curtains? Let's discard one Gargaroth here. Land is good. Let's play Gargaroth. Let's attack. Okay, let's play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Play Ronus. Pass the turn. Get all of our cards out of our hand. Whenever opponent sacrifices or discard... Okay, that is a card with words on it. Let's not discard here. Let's just play another Fable. Pass the turn again. Okay. I will just grab my basic. Draw a card. So we're not discarding, because they'll just get it. I mean, you're very welcome to attack. I wouldn't advise it. Okay, we like to see it. Decline. Play Goldspan Dragon. See what I've done here? And I'm rather enjoying myself. It'll give you something to think about. Excellent. Okay, so let's pump this one up. And again. And this one. Not hugely thrilled to see Up the Beanstalk here. So let's copy them. So I've got 8, 11, 14 mana, so I can pump something 4 times. Ooh, what a fun and interesting game this has turned out to be. We don't love it. Does that kill us? Probably. Yeah, I think it does. Okay, they did not attack. I think if they'd attacked there, I think we'd have just lost. Because we couldn't block both of them. Yeah, no, I think they misplayed there. So, I think we should win relatively easily from here because we can double copy Goldspan. Should have copied Goldspan last time. I don't know. Didn't think about it, but so let's. No, not that one. Right. Doesn't make any difference, but... Okay, yeah, we snuck a win there. Our opponent could have beaten us. Okay, we'll play one more. Yeah, this seems not too bad. So, possibly another mono black deck, or maybe Rakdos. Okay, no land is interesting. Well, let's play Beanstalk. Rakdos it is. So let's pop Fable of the Mirror Breaker into play. Um, I'm happy to keep all of these, I think. Play both elves. Probably unlikely they'll be able to kill both. Oh well, what do I know? Okay, let's play Fable number 2. Oh, that's a depressing land to draw. Okay, let's discard both of these. Okay, that's better. Play Goldspan Dragon. So they're just playing mono removal, which is fine. We could live with that. Then let's play Gargaroth. Drop a 1/1 into play. There we are. Eventually they were going to run out of removal. So, very quick Shaper's Sanctuary here. I think maybe... so Obliterating Bolt. Well, let's put in War Chief. Maybe no Obliterating Bolt, actually. Goldspan Dragon's fine. Glorybringer... probably not so good. Lovestruck Beast, actually, I'm not fussed about in this one. Maybe drop a mammoth as well. A little on the slow side, but it's fine. Fair enough. Could live with that. Let's play Fable. Let's discard the Kaplusan Forest. Play Up The Beanstalk. And Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Yeah, happy to take this trade now. Don't need the additional treasure. Keep their board a bit more under control. Okay, let's play Goldspan Dragon. It's not that impressive, to be honest. I'll take the 4 here. Okay, they can take our Garg. And just draw another one. So let's... Oh. Well, if you're going to be like that. Very good. Ah, interesting deck. Many a bean was had. How's my mastery pass looking? I'm nearly done. There's still 23 days to go. Not a million years now till Caverns of Lost Ixalan's. Lost Caverns of Lost Ixalan. Wonder where that is. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So it should be interesting. Start getting spoilers, I think, in a few days. So keep an eye on that. So yeah, this is Gruul Beanstalk. Interesting deck. Yeah, a little tough on the mana sometimes. It's quite mana intensive, and if you get stuck with a whole load of 5 drops, can be a problem. But on the whole, kind of the Beanstalk does help kind of draw you out of those problems. Fable obviously does great work. Yeah, oh, interesting deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've kind of tried playing this, if you've seen it running around elsewhere, let me know. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.